Hey, folks. So it's Sunday morning, and so I figured I would dress up in my very best Hawaiian shirt, which I got at the Salvation Army, to present a little thingy on thirds, since your tech class assignment is on thirds, among other things. And I just wanted to demonstrate a few things here, and I've got my phone actually up on a fancy stand here. This is all going to be great, so I'll be jumping around. But anyway, so the hardest thing about thirds, and I'm going to demonstrate in C major here, is that you are constantly combining shifts like this with changes in position from extended to non-extended. So I just want first a word on how you should do your extensions. It's very common for people when they go into extensions and thirds to kind of splay your hand out and put a little more than a half step between these fingers and then a little bit less than a whole step between 2 and 1. And it's just not a good idea. It doesn't keep the hand organized. And also, if you have to play, God forbid, any other kind of double stop, like a perfect fourth or a sixth, none of the internal intervals are going to be in tune. So you don't want to learn how to play thirds where no other finger is useful. Okay, so here, if you think about the simplest way to go from non-extended to extended, it's like this. If you're in regular first position, and then you just reach back, right? So you see first position here, basically thumb under 2. There's some variation here that's allowed based on the length of your thumb, the length of your arm, and all sorts of other, factors. But anyway, basically with thumb under 2 in some form or other, you extend back. And you see the thumb does not move back with the first finger, right? So you're not doing this. You're just pointing back. And you can see here that what I'm doing is I'm slanted back in a kind of violin position, not squared off like this, but kind of like this, so that I can scissor my finger back. And you see that it's on its uphill side here when I scissor back like that. You see? Okay, so the thumb stays there like that, right? So that's for an extension back. Now, what about when you have an extension forward? So this is it should be exactly the same thing, but now you're moving the top of your hand up like this. You see, it's the exact same motion of the first finger. The first finger is opening up, but instead of reaching back, you are shifting away from the first finger, and the first finger is extending in response to that shift. But you see here, thumb 2, 3, 4 are all shifting away from the first finger. You see that? Okay, so when you're doing, there's one other thing. So you can see when you shift like this, that the thumb has to move up as well as 2, 3, and 4. One other motion you should be aware of is that when you, in order to move the thumb up in the context of a position, you pronate. Do you see this? This is pronation. We're used to pronation on the bow like this, but on the fingerboard, this is pronation. You see, you're leaning in towards your first finger, just like you lean in towards your first finger for pronation on the bow. So you can see that when I rotate my hand this way, the thumb moves up. So when you're in extension, to help move the thumb up, it's sometimes helpful to pronate a little bit, like that, so that you can aid in the moving of your thumb. Now, a lot of people end up doing this, leaving the thumb behind. Again, that very much isolates the second, third, and fourth finger from the center of balance of the hand. The thumb represents the center of gravity of the hand, and so you have to keep it under more of an average of fingers. You can see here the thumb is a whole step away from first finger and a whole step away from fourth finger. Okay, these are all kind of obvious things, but I'm just trying to put it all in one place. Okay, so now when you play a scale, so say we're, playing a C major scale in thirds here, you see the very first task is to go from close to open and to shift. Like that. And you see, I'm keeping my thumb under second finger. I'm a little more pronated so that I can keep my finger in an extended position like that. And I'm shifting up. Now, you can break this shift down into two groups, or two steps, I should say. You can do this. Then you can shift up. So you can anticipate the new extension that you're going to go to. And then it's further another half step shift. Right? So you see that? So you see, you can sort of chromaticize the entire scale, anticipating the extensions. So watch what I'm doing here. Now I'm shutting down the extension. Now I'm going to substitute back here. Sorry. Now here. Same thing. Okay, so as you go through all of the scales I gave you, try to break it down. First of all, make sure that you keep your thumb under 2, and try to make sure that when you do the extension, you're not leaving the thumb behind and just splaying out your hand, but instead you are swinging ahead with thumb 2, 3, 4. One final thing I'll say about this motion is that you see my forearm is involved in going into an extension up. Forearm is going up like this, you see? And it really is like shifting away from your first finger. In every sense, the thumb, 2, 3, and 4, and the forearm are all moving a half step ahead, and the first finger is staying behind. Okay? It's not some kind of reach with your fingers. To extend up, you shift away from your first finger with thumb, 2, 3, 4, and forearm. All right, that's my Hawaiian shirt message for the morning. Hope you guys are enjoying practicing. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.